evening, everyone. I hope we are doing all right. So, thank you for those of you who've waited for me to come online. And I think somebody won an award today. Very dedicated. That's Muchi Chipo. He or she has been waiting for a very long time for me to come online. And thank you very much for being so dedicated to duty. And I do not take your dedication to this platform for granted. As usual, as customary, I hope you invited someone today. If you have invited someone, let's know who you invited. Can we know where we are all watching from? So let's do a tab. We know those who are watching us from the diaspora, those who are watching us from here in Nigeria. So let's know. Maybe we have to win. We can play a game. Asia versus Europe, Europe versus America, and people back home. I tell you, I'm not being partial, but I think those of us in the ground zero will win because that's where we have the population. The only problem we have is internet. You know. Thank you very much, Mazi Chukwuemeka Ezeji. Thank you very much for joining me. So today I will continue with the analysis. Okay, Chinwe Ananaba is watching me from the United Kingdom. Wow, United Kingdom people are already winning. You people are already winning. Two of you are watching me from the United Kingdom. Every other person, you guys are going to lose out if you don't come up. So, as I said, thank you for joining me, and I appreciate you joining me. I would continue my analysis from yesterday, the comments made by the Minister of Justice, who also doubles as the Attorney General of the Federation. I am not, or I'm not the only one who what he said has ilked. There are other people that are not also happy with what he said. And I watched a brilliant analysis by Ruben Abati and his team. Honestly, I think I'll give it to them. Ruben, Rufai, and the two ladies, they really did a very fantastic job. And I think I would hopefully play us that clip as well as part of my analysis. But before I'll take that as a response to where I'm headed to. I would probably play, first of all, what Malami said, then we can respond to that. And towards the tail end, as usual, I would give you the opportunity. That's why it's weekend. It's weekend. We all are happy that it is weekend. Mazi Chukwuemeka Ezeji said, Mazi, you mistakenly blocked me on Facebook Lite. Facebook Lite. Allah Ezeji account being your full. I don't know. I don't block people. I don't know what's happening. I don't block people. Sorry about that. That I blocked you. Honestly, Chukwuemeka, I don't even know. I'm happy you subscribed and you follow me, but honestly, I didn't block you. But I promise you that where's my pen? Let me make a note of that. So you say your name is Aloy Ezeji. Aloy Ezeji. Okay. Check. Status. So he said he's blocked, but I don't know. Or I might have to ask if it's Facebook. Is it? Hold on. Tell me, is that in Ginger Media Facebook or my personal Facebook? Is that in Ginger Media Facebook or my personal Facebook, please? Because if it's in Ginger Media Facebook, if you say something, if you maybe if you insult people and you are warned and you don't stop, I think staffs can block you. Yeah. Facebook Lite. Is it? Are you talking about Facebook Live or Facebook? Because I don't understand. If I blocked you, but you're watching, oh boy, God, I think you're getting me confused now. I couldn't have blocked you and you're watching me. Breaking news: Chief of Army Staff Major General Atahiru in a plane crash. I don't know. BBC. Let's check. People. Plane crash. Nigeria. Let's see, people. I don't know. I do not have the. Nope. I'm not aware. So, Chidi Kali. That's coming from Chidi Kali. Okay. People, I do not know. Honestly, I'm not aware of. Oh, actually, hold on. Let me ask my staff. Okay, hold on, please. Chairman, kindly inbox me on Chief of Defense Staff now, please. Okay, so I'm waiting for my editor, my staff to basically come back to me. Hold on, I think I have a breaking news. People, hold on. Jesus Christ, that's true. That's true. What a freaking whoa! For the first time. For the first time in a long while. This has only happened. Jeez. This is serious. This is serious, people. True, this is true. Oh, lo, 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 lo. People, I just got off a telephone call now. Just a quick one. Hmm. Hmm. Is it because he's hitting Boko Harams? Hmm. It's a sad one. The Nigerian Chief of Army Staff, Atahiru, is dead. He died with a couple of others in a plane crash moments ago. The Nigerian Chief of Army Staff is dead. Oh, there, oh, there, oh, there, oh, there. Please, if you're calling me, please do not call me now. It's not yet time. If you're calling me, please do not call me. Ooh. Crack the Ako Ibonsubo. The Ako Ibonsubo is that the Chief of Army Staff is dead. Hold on, let me share this with us. I think the Media News is going to publish it shortly, but I think let me quickly get onto Twitter so that we do this together. See, that's why I love technology, modernity. Things happen. It doesn't matter where you are. we will know what is happening. We will know what is happening. Chief of Army Staff. Whoo, holy moly, holy moly. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Okay, let me switch over to my screen. People, this is hold on. This no. Sorry, that's not what I want to show. Are you sure this man? I'm on live. I won't say what I'm thinking. I won't say what I'm thinking. But if I get off here, I would. I won't say what I'm thinking. So, people, it's not going to change our conversation this evening. But before we do, let us go. Here we have the chief breaking news. Nigerian Chief of Army Staff Ibrahim Atahiru killed in a plane crash. So we're going to make this as a breaking news also as Ngenje Media. So let's get back here. Nigerian Chief of Army Staff killed. Listen, in my humanity, please, my humanity has it that that's who I am. I feel sorry for any soul that does. Please. I cannot take joy in any soul that does, be it my brother and otherwise. And that applies to, the person in question, please. So for so many of you who haven't subscribed to this platform, please kindly subscribe to Ngenje Media TV. Please share this video. Today is Friday. We have the time. We will be looking at a lot of things today. And when we do, sadly that we have this breaking news. That's why it appears we haven't really started, getting cracking, or rather, started cracking into what the meat of the matter today is. So kindly subscribe. So this is the news, people. The chief of Obulu. In my local parlance, we say Oto Ohonogodekensi. Ewo, Chief of Army Staff. So this is the plane crash here, people. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. You see that there? So that was the plane crash itself. You can see that you can see the plane crash there. The Chief of Army Staff is gone. I hope you people saw that, the Chief of Army Staff. Again, Ezeji, I agree with you. Rest in peace, Atahiru. I think Atahiru, for me, obviously, I have a couple of cases against the previous one. Both in ICC, both in federal court Oka, because of Python Dance 2, 3, 4. Obviously, I didn't like the way he was doing, but somehow I thought the new one, or rather, that's my impression, basically. That's my impression, that this one Atahiru. I don't know. Atahiru. Is it, the last Atahiru we had was Atahiru Jega. So this one, irrespective of what you think, I derive no joy in saying that people die. And I would say, may his soul rest in peace. If he gave peace to people, may he get peace. May Allah, I believe he's a Muslim, pay him back in the same coin um, that he gave to humanity. That's the way, that's what I would say. May he be paid back. Just like any day I will die, may I be paid back the way I treated humanity. If I'm fair to humanity, may I be treated fair by the Creator, by Chukwokike. If I've been horrible to people, to humanity, may humanity judge me rightly so, and may I be treated Akonya Weta. Sad that he had to die, but somehow that is man. We must, life continues. We must be in a position to. Chukwuma Joe say, whoa. So please, I see no war coming. Let us stop this, please. No war is coming. We can't, push ourselves into something that is not necessary and not needed. That's my view. War. We cannot push ourselves into such, please. I beg us. I take God beg una. So while we are talking, I'm just looking at some of the videos that my editor has just come back to me. He's come back to me with some videos. I'm trying to put them together, so I can Can you plug them and hold on? Plug them and can we get them on the screen, please? Yes. So, they are. I'm just looking at some of these videos. Not. Oh, they are. You people should hold on. I'm going to show you the videos now. Oh, they are. And by the way, while this is going on, I got another video from Aaron Zog today that the military helicopter was flying around Aaron Zog. Someone sent it to me. I haven't authenticated it, but I have no reason to, because I understood the language and I understood the psychology of those that were running helter skelter in Aaron Zog. Aaron Zog, if you do not know, is in Imo State. Aaron Zog is a place where great men came from, men like Perikoma, Okoye, Ebulozu Onyozo. Oh dear, this is not good. It's not looking good. Okay. So people, hold on. I would share this with us quickly. Once more, I say, may his soul rest in peace. Now, wow, Nigeria be like a bicycle seat. How did the TikTok come again? Nigeria be like a bicycle seat. One day, one trouble. Musa, my friend, will say, Akwai nina maigida. Nigeria akwai na trouble. One day, one trouble. One day, one trouble. So it do me. Victor, look, hold on now. Why they hurry? I'm trying to get. They are working on the video. This is just something that just broke now, and they are trying to get it to me. Don't worry, Mazi. That energy that the man, Jeremy, using okay. The army chief is gone. Yes. Now, wow, I hope some people will sleep in Asorok today because I would appear. As I look at me now, I appear, appear, it cash me. I appear, well. So let's get you now on the video coming up. I appear very well. Everything, if it happened for Nigeria, I appear, they cash me. If in a me with the president of Nigeria, you know they go anywhere. You know they go. I know they go anywhere. Please pardon me. This is Friday, so I got to be serious, somehow. I not me keep person with that. Sad, but life must continue. It remind me of that time my friend Akoi, they bring me cow. They come for Abia skate. My friend, they bring me Sanu. They come from Sakoto. They go Amoahia. If they reach Amoahia, they reach Akaigwe. They bring me plenty cow. If they go for 90 miles for Anugu, they sell me cow. The cow they sell me is not a trouble. You know, be giving me Bamaganani. So the cow they sell me is good. I never call him headsman. He's my friend. But a problem it don't start when they go Amohia, they go Akaigwe, they go Anesa, they go Asaba, they go Asobo, they go Akitisket, they go Lagos, they go Banwe, they go Ansoka, they go Abanesket. Everywhere, it don't sell me my cow, it don't pennies. I go for 2015. You don't carry trouble, it dey come. Yes, your friend say, he said, I know him, they go Amohia. You know what Amohia I did? Amohia is for Abia skate. Ooh. Mazi, I'm ready to defend my land. I beg, calm down, please. Please. Calm down. Be coming down, no? Make a body no too hot. I like the party. You they like the party, huh? Hey, you like the party. I vote to me for party. So, Mr. Where's my friend? Where the party man? Party. Don't worry. You know what? I want to do Willy.
From Niger Delta Broadcasting Service. My name is Andrew Uweri Okere Ajapasa. Yesterday, some angry Warri Jaguda boys carried dangerous weapons like a cutlass, iron pole. I went down to the Uborikoko oil facility. When they reached there, the security people vanished into the bush like Willy.
So do you want to vanish like Willy too? Because if they're telling me you won't vanish like a Willy, I go telling me Gaskiani, they go Amohia. I know they go anywhere. You know, this one every Friday na hangout. You're not serious. You see, they come here, you go talk to me some important issues. But before it start for important issues, cargo over. What they call me? This is small boy. They call him Sakodu. Dulwe. He then give me for super sikika. What they call me? So they call me Shakud super sitika. What make it the which kind of money be this one? This one na Indian money. Never reached 3 naira ni. Whether na how much, no. I've been a Zimbabwe money be this one. Shakudu. You need to trust Igbo people. Igbo, if they come with the money, he never trust you because if it this something is not good. Lizzie Chuku, Lizzie. Oh, Malaysian money. Oh, thank you. I don't even know. I don't look at say which kind of money be this one. Make it. If they like me for Amwaya, make it they go for super sticker. If they like it, they go Amwaya. Make it they go a super sticker. Go. So, people, share this video. Let everybody come here. Waiting. Make we have fun. It's weekend. Do you have your own glass of wine? Get it ready. It's gonna be interesting today. Okay. I love Igbo Nation. That is Ifulia. I-N, Igbo Nation. Kai, this Chooks Bond, you na corrupt. You na corrupt boy. Why are they lucky me for ammo here for too much? You na very, very corrupt person. If stop, I will go to EFCC. EFCC, it will come after you. If the EFCC come after you, you go. I will drink today for reason best known to me. Please, the reason. Sorry, let the reason be known to you. I don't. Please, Hey, nah. Please, if you want to go and drink, go and drink. Don't tell me to drink. I'm drinking water. I'm only drinking water, please. No, how can you suspect me? Chukwuemeka, I'm only drinking water. So, I'm only drinking water. So don't suspect me. Mazi, please, I'm laughing my ribs out. Biko. Okay, if you're laughing your lips out. Okay, make I no crack them again. Okay, no, sorry. So, do you want to vanish like Wuli Wuli? Or do you like the party? Me, I like the party because the party is going on. And I like me the party. Do you like the party? I like the party. I am enjoying the party. The party, we voted. And the party is going on. The party is going on. Let's see. Even the Wuli Wuli one said, that iron pole, they crack me up. So let me ask my good friend, do you like the party?
All right. Have you voted?
I'm voted, yeah.
Okay, so
I'm happy I'm voted, yeah.
tell me your feeling after voting today.
Yeah, after voting, I'm feeling okay. What I want, I get it on the result. I'm getting the party I want is the one going on. Thank you for that.
What are you expecting from these people you voted?
I'm voted, they can do what you want, and then when they want, what they want, inshallah, we're happiness more.
You see, inshallah, we are happiness more. Please do not tell me why you are happiness more now. Please, don't tell me why you are happiness more. My friend is happiness more. Akoy me, Alaji, Mazi, Ezoke, Akoy, I am happiness more. But make it, if every reason is a happiness more, don't tell me. I don't want to know. Because you in Yamiri, they drink me for alcohol. Me, you never drink alcohol. They like me for alcohol. So the video is ready, people. So let's roll. Let's see the video now.
Ah. God. 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 The big one. Ah. Oh, you. Ah. Shit. Ah. Man. 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 Shit. 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 God. God. Ah. God. 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 The big one. Ah. Oh, you. Ah. Shit. Ah. Man. 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 Shit. 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 God. God. Ah. God. God. God.
So,
The big one. Ah. Oh, you.
ah, no, wow.
Ah. Shit. Ah. Man. Man.
No, wow. And do you know, people, do you know what?
Man.
Sorry, enough, please. He's not the only one there. You know, sadly, he's not the only one there. Michael Odenibo says, one glass of wine for me. This one is Euro. You know, I love what they call it. Don't do all these crystal champion. No, these are for big men. I do unkwacha, but if I have to drink wine, I do Rotkäppchen. It's a German sweet wine, you know, Rotkäppchen. Some of you, I think John Okolia would understand the one. I mean, no, which kind Marriott? Marriott where they give a headache. Rotkäppchen, Naizuse wine. So you can see that now. So someone is saying, Maz, it's okay, should go and take one glass of wine. Thank you very much. I will. Mochi, you're telling me if I have tried. They take mouth, they put fish for soup. You want make if una one cut and bring, I go test them afterwards. By and large, gruesome. But anyway, by and large, gruesome. That's good. Euch in Bayern, ne? Ich liebe eure weiße Franziskaner Weißbier. Das ist mein allerbestens, ne? Franziskaner, I love it. Franziskaner Weißbier. Oh, I like jam. Jam the sweet though. There are some restaurants you go to. You go inside the keller. The keller is where the Brauerei is. There is Brauerei, the brewery is. On top, they will have what they call the Zapfen. You know, they just get this. Ah, man, this world is vanity. Yes, Odenibo, you're right. This world is just. Chief of Army Staff yesterday, he was commanding multiple men. Let us, for once, let us actually think about this. Biafran first son, you owe me 2 kegs of palm wine. And everybody who agrees that Biafran first son will give me 2 kegs of palm wine, say yes. And yes, have it. So 2 kegs of palm wine. And the elders said so that you have to give me 2 kegs of palm wine. No but, no if. Okay? We'll meet Nuku Mango tomorrow morning after washing my car at the back of Independent Layout. So we'll meet there. we meet the Udi woman. So the Udi woman will come over now. So she can bring. You see, everybody, Jesus, thank you. He said yes. So we will get it going. It's Friday. Please don't tell me you don't have internet. It's evening Friday. So even MTN, they are doing a promo. If you don't have internet, put your number on the screen. We have people here that will give you minimum of 1,000 naira for you to recharge. So no excuse. Inbox my address. Number 419 Akusi Anuborg. Ogui layout. Akusi Anuborg Street. So that you know where that is. So thank you very much again. And we say, may the soul of the Chief of Army Staff rest in peace. May Allah forgive his sins. May Allah forgive his sins. You know, we are all human. He must have hurt people in line of his duty to protect lives and properties. It's indeed sad, honestly, it's indeed sad. Because no matter what, we have about 11 people in that plane. Now, we do not know who are the occupants as of now. So it's I think it's actually not right to jubilate over people's death because you don't know who are the occupants. You might see the manifest and you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Okay, so let's get on to the topic of this. It's you know, again, all our brothers who've died since 2005, 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, may all their souls rest in peace. Again, no one deserves to die extrajudicially. There are processes, if one is involved in crime against states, there are processes of doing that. But I don't know. You see, beauty Omanugo, I do not know, but I derive no joy. It gives me no joy to see people die needlessly. And the video I just watched now, what I don't know is, I don't want to get into conspiracy theory, but I'm thinking, what could have downed the airport? Was he shut down? I don't know. Was it a mechanical failure? Can we eventually find the black box? Nobody knows. And again, I do not blame any of you if you doubt whatever the government is going to come up with, because, you know, over the time, government has been unable to, you know, garner trust. So because they've been unable to garner our trust, then whatever they say, we tend to not believe them. So before I continue, actually, what do you guys think about the new Njenje Media logo? Do you think the old one is better or the new one is better? If you haven't noticed that, I haven't seen anyone say what is happening to it. The logo at the background, do you think is better than the old one, or should we? Yeah. Yeah, say black force in Nigeria. So thank you everyone for supporting me. So I have email Obio watching from United Arab. No, I know that United Arab Emirate. United Arab Emirate. That is where he's watching from. Arab Emirate. United Allah be emulated. So, people, let me go on with the lecture. No, I won't say lecture. Conversation. I'll put it this way. Okay. Enough said. Same as the old one is better. Okay. So the old one is better. The new one is definitely better. See, opinions are dividing. Okay, we vote. Vote yes for new one. No, for old one. No. Okay, we'll do it again. We vote 1 for new one. 2 for old one. 1 for new one. 2 for new. Don't rig the election. Don't rig. Okay, see? People are voting 1 already, so it appears they won't have it. They won't have it. That's why I love this community. We all get involved, We all get involved. Thank you, everyone. Even 2 self doesn't. 2, okay. 2 is coming up. But don't vote twice. Because if you vote twice, you must be doing an INEC on us. So don't rig the election, please. Don't rig the. There is no need. Somebody said 3. 3 equals neutral. Okay. 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 Where's my bell? They won't have it. Enough. They won't have it. So this evening, what I wanted to do was to basically go straight to the point and look at the comments made by Malami yesterday. And let me bring Malami back again.
If you allow the state legislature...
Hey, stuff. Make it not they go. If you they go past, I know they like me, make it they go past. Calm down, my brother. Make it they calm small, it they calm down. It they go too much fast, it they go too much. But they like me, that one. Got you go? So, make it ask me this question. I got waiting you talk. Remind me that thing you said about spare parts dealers regarding the ban on open grazing. Remind me that.
To operate optimally, the checks and balances required.
Why? You look me. What did he talk? My brother, I said if he operate optimally. Make it a listing.
Allow the state legislature to operate optimally.
Optimally. Kai. Oh God. If they go school, if they call me optimally. Waiting, if they have to. What are you after? Optimally. Okay. So continue.
And balances required will be there. If you allow the local government council to operate optimally, the necessary development in terms of devolution of powers are there. But once you deny them the resources to operate, the autonomy to operate, then certainly you cannot, you do not have a legitimate right to clamor, to perhaps agitate for any restructuring. So, because you are not a believer in allowing the process to operate optimally in terms.
Waiting. Must you use the word optimally every time? You can also use the word work very well. You must not use optimally. Please, it beg me. We just lost somebody. Don't bring confusion. Please, not optimally. Now, make it a continue.
Of taking its natural course.
So for you, restructuring call is dead on arrival.
I don't even understand what they are talking about restructuring against the background of denial of the other existing structures.
I don't like your argument. It's not making sense, Kazuko. So because somebody is not entirely agreeing to separation of power, which I think, you're right, they should, but that is not a reason for you to deny what your party, what you promised Nigerians that you're going to do, which was restructuring. Which, if you had done restructuring, all these agitations that we see everywhere wouldn't have been in the manner they come now. All these
so they also called that they asked and they said actually that they've banned open grazing across southern region of the country. What's your view on that?
Well, it's about constitutionality within the context of the.
Did you hear my English? Within the context of the. I don't forget. I don't know what's the contest.
Expressed in our constitution, enshrined in our constitution. Can you deny a right of a Nigerian? For example, it's as good as saying, perhaps maybe the northern governors coming together to say that they prohibit spare parts trading in the north. Does it hold water? Does it hold water for a northern governor to come and state expressly that he now prohibits spare parts trading in the north?
But when the
You see, Oga Malami, see how silly this argument is. Sorry. Yeah, let's come back to normal. So, your argument is not making sense. Spare parts dealers don't kill. Spare parts dealers don't kidnap. Spare parts dealers don't cause mayhem. Spare parts dealers build houses and they live in the freaking houses they build. Spare parts dealers pay taxes. Spare parts dealers build the community where they stay. Spare parts dealers do not get free land. They buy those lands and build those shops, which helps as a catalyst to develop anywhere they are. It is actually, I don't know, it is actually somewhat shameful that I will be explaining something that is as easy as ABC. Spare parts dealers do not engage in that. Spare parts dealers are taxpayers. Again, no one is saying, because the comparison does not make sense. No one is saying you should stop cow business. No one is saying that. The cow business continues, but all we are saying is a question of somebody assuming that every time, let's say, for instance, that maybe the spare parts dealers, when they carry engine in keke, for instance. So let's say they carry engine in keke. Biafran Fossum, thank you very much. Let's say they carry engine in keke, right? And it keeps breaking down, obstructing traffic. The government can say, hey, please, we want you to carry these engines because we have noticed that these engines, you use these kekes on motorways, on highways, and it breaks because of the weight, and it breaks down, and it causes confusion. Of course, they have the right to, governors have the right to take such decisions, but they haven't stopped. They haven't said, do not do your normal business, right? That's not what they have said. The same way and in the same argument, we saw state government, especially in Lagos. You have Igbos riding Okada, you have Hausas riding Okada, you have Yorubas riding Okada. But because of the menace of engaging in criminalities, using motorbikes, they've said, we do not want you to ride motorbikes again in certain areas. And that is very simple. So it beats me really silly to think how there is no connection. There is no connection. It sounds as silly as it, when the CJN was asked during his screening in the Senate, what is going to do on, when laws get to technicalities, and he's really talking about the technicalities of when you drive an aeroplane. I mean, so that's where the aeroplane driver came from. You don't drive as long as you're not being, in modern engagements now. It's about the terminologies. As long as you're not using the right terminology, sorry, then you cannot be communicating properly. In this case, sorry, sir, the argument you're putting forward failed, and it failed flat. Flat. There is no single argument.
Governors came together and said, this is the problem that we've seen.
Hold on. Obi Nifenacho, Super Sticker, thank you very much. Wow. You guys are, I think you are planning something. I don't like what you're planning. With all these super stickers, you people plan to get me drunk. Is that what you're planning? You want to get me drunk? Don't worry. I'm drinking Udi, something from Udi somewhere. So what you're planning for me to go and get more, I will, tomorrow morning, on your behalf. Obinna Ifanacho, thank you very much. Much appreciated, Obinna Ifanacho. Thank you very much. So, like I was saying, I don't even, sometimes, these things just get you so upset that you don't even know where to start. But let me quickly rush.
And this is the solution.
One or two of your calls.
And they felt, look, the solution will be stop the open grazing across the land. Look, stop the transportation by foot of cattle.
If you are talking of a constitutionally guaranteed right, the better approach to it is to, perhaps, you have spoken earlier about the constitutional amendment, is to go back to ensure the Constitution is amended. The Constitution, freedom and liberty of movement, among others, is established by the Constitution. If by an inch you want to have any compromise over it, the better approach is to go back to the National Assembly. Open grazing.
If you do not pay attention here, this is why I always take time to do analysis. I'll tell us this. Maybe many of you probably didn't pick what I'm going to say now. I go back a little bit. Pay attention to what he says next. Here.
By the Constitution. If by an inch you want to have any compromise over it, the better approach is to go back to the National Assembly. Open grazing should be prohibited, and see whether you can have the desired, perhaps, support for the constitutional amendment in that respect. But it is indeed a dangerous position for any governor in Nigeria to think that he can bring about any compromise on the freedom and liberty.
Sorry, when I listen to this man, the way he's talking, the job of an attorney general. The job of an attorney general is to be neutral, is to speak to facts, not dance to ethnic or religious sentiment. But sadly, what he is doing in this video, in this interview, is nothing short of dancing to primordial sentiment. Now he's telling people to go back to the National Assembly. You see how God works. And yesterday, he didn't even finish saying what he's saying. A judge, Justice Ojukwu, gave a fantastic ruling that threw what he said into the dustbin. Because yesterday, a judge says that the federal government, said that because someone had gone to court before, and they said that the federal government lacks jurisdiction. So, make it a quandan that the court, not the federal government, before whether or not this too much drink, it don't buy me now. They make me they go half, they go down, they go half. So make it a quantum mazini. Thus, the court lacks the jurisdiction to hear the suit seeking to compel the president to enforce anti-grazing law. Now, let us see how this is applicable to the argument I am making this evening. Okay? So let us see how this is applicable. Let me quickly pull this. Let me quickly share my screen so we can see this. You know, as we say in Igbo, when you remove lice from the dog, you must show it to that dog, else the dog thinks you pinched. And that's what I'm trying to do. I hope Malami is watching. So here we have court affirms right of states, police, to enforce anti-open grazing law. So here is Malami saying you should go to the National Assembly or that you should go to court. But the issue here is that a court of competent jurisdiction in Nigeria has already upheld that the governors have the right, to enforce such laws. And therefore, there is nothing you can do. So again, this is, you know, it was yesterday, Abariba and Akirodoru was saying that they will meet in court. So now there is no need to meet in court because the thing is already there. I am, honestly, personally, I am really saddened that a minister of justice that should ensure that justice is dispensed equitably, that justice is dispensed to every single part of the federation, because that's why he is the minister of justice for the federation. For the federation. So when you look at that, he's not, for me, in my own estimation, he appears not to be following it. He appears not to be following laid down script for his job. But if I go through this with you quickly, you would agree with me. Let me see if I can enlarge it a little bit so that if some of you can read with me, so, you know, it might make more sense here quickly. And he says here, that was yesterday. Yesterday was Thursday. The Federal High Court, Abuja, on Thursday affirmed the right of Nigerian states. Again, highlight, affirmed the right of Nigerian states to implement anti-open grazing law in their domains. Full stop. The Germans will say, punkt. Full stop. If it's Italian. I might be wrong now. When you drink too much water, you might get some places. You might begin to speak in tongue. You never know. Your people, others might be doing something. You are doing Yamaha, Kawasaki, Yamaha. You know, all of them are tongue. Nobody knows you take the talker. But this position, now, this position they wrote, this position weakens that of the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, who said, who had said that such a ban is unconstitutional and infringes on the right of movement enshrined in the nation's laws. The court, and that is where the drama starts here, because it was about Benue State, this is, the court indicated this when it rejected a suit to compel President Muhammadu Buhari to direct security agencies to enforce the Benue open grazing prohibition and ranching law of 2007. Now, okay, for those of us who might be confused here, someone went to court trying to say that the federal government should enforce this law. Now, by delivering this judgment, what the judge, Ijoma Ojukwu, held is that the court lacks the jurisdiction to entertain such suit because ab initio, it says here, the judge had in the judgment also said that enforcement, because in that same judgment he said that the enforcement, I'm highlighting it here for ease of read, that the enforcement of these anti-grazing laws, having been validly passed by the Benue State House of Assembly, for instance, lies with the state government. Another punct number 2. Therefore, it now weakens me and it worries me that this is, an Attorney General of the Federation, sorry, here, sir, once more, that you ought to have known this. I'm not a lawyer, but at least you can read things and you can comprehend them. But here we are, he's not, he's not cutting it. He's not cutting it. But let me, again, it's not my views. I mean, I have other people's, because one thing here is that when I do analysis, I try to bring other people with such or similar views to also throw more light on this. I think I have Ruben Abati with, the Arise crew. That, again, they did a fantastic job. They did a fantastic job. And let me quickly find their video. And you will see where they dismantled the argument of the minister. Really, when I say dismantle, they just demolished it like demolition, a house built with inferior materials. And that's what it is. Come on, where is this? Hold on. Sorry, quickly. Sorry, let me quickly find this again. Quickly, I'm going to find this. So we see, at the end of the day, the bottom line here remains, people, that the governors, the Southerners were right. As the Constitution, as the law has it, they do have the right. They have the right to, implement this. Rise. Okay. Let me see if I can push it back now. They have the right to make sure that their states, of course, that their states are protected. And in protecting their states, they should, by any means necessary, for Christ's sake. Yeah? Hold on. Okay. So let me invite the Ruben Abati's crew here. So let's have their view here on this.
Has come under fire on social media for comparing the ban on open grazing by southern governors to the prohibition of spare parts trading in the north. The Attorney General made the statement in an interview while reacting to the southern governor's decision. He said it is a dangerous provision for any governor in Nigeria to think they can bring any compromise on the freedom of liberty of individuals to move around, comparing the move to northern governors coming to prohibit spare parts trading in the north. Abubakar Malami insisted that the ban does not align with the provisions of the Constitution in the context of human rights. Let's take a tweet from Emmy, who wrote, "You guys can go ahead and ban spare parts in the north since you compare trespassing into people's land to legitimate sales of motor parts. Teach your headsmen how to run their businesses the way the spare parts marketers does, and everybody will be fine." That story of the Attorney General's statement when he compared the ban on open grazing by the southern governors to the prohibition of spare parts trading in the north.
I think that's a false equivalence that he made there. He's referring to Section 41 of the Constitution that guarantees freedom of movement all over the country to all Nigerians, and you cannot be expelled from any part of the country. That's what he's referring to. However, we have a pressing security issue at the moment. Nobody has...
Did you hear that? The section the Attorney General was referring to was a section in the Constitution that talks about human movement. Now, it's either we have elevated cow to the status, to the status of human for us to actually bring these two argumentation into context here. It's either we have done deliberately elevated cow to have human status for this argument to hold water. But as long as we haven't, then it doesn't hold water. So let's
all over the country to all Nigerians, and you cannot be expelled from any part of the country. That's what he's referring to. However, we have a pressing security issue at the moment. Nobody has any problem with lawful herders. We never have. We all grew up with, herders roaming the country. But now we have a new breed of herders that are brandishing AK-47s. So it's kind of disingenuous of him to talk about it like it's just about cattle rearing. It is not. It has taken a sinister dimension. And it would be remiss, actually irresponsible, of Southern governors to fail to act to curb this menace. So I think it's false equivalence on that score. Now, spare parts traders in the north do not have AK-47s. Do not shoot down their customers. If there's some kind of disagreement, they don't kill them.
Oh, please. Somebody watching me should blow a kiss to this girl. No, a woman, not all these boys. The woman must blow a kiss to this woman, because I don't want the one that I'll blow now. So I'm faithful in the other room. In the other room, they will get angry. But you can see how a woman with gray matters in between her skulls, very intact, marshalling out the argument. Chooks Bond, please. Whether her voice is annoying or not, listen to what she's not your wife. Listen to what she's saying. Lizzie, thank you very much for blowing her a kiss, because I don't trust all these boys. If you tell them to blow kiss now, they might, A might lead to B.
47. Do not shoot down their customers if there's some kind of...
Exactly. Remember how Bakassi boys started? Critical thinking. Remember how Bakassi boys started? Traders were coming from Cameroon, from Gabon, from whatever. So when criminals started invading them, they came together and formed Bakassi boys in order to stop the menace. But here, the traders you're actually, they're not killing their customers. So basically, it does not make sense to even begin to do the comparison.
Agreement, they don't kill them, which is what is happening with the herders and the farmers. So it's completely different. And I really like that he would raise the spare parts issue. Whereas when Hizbah goes and destroys the stock of Christians trading in Kano, what do we hear? Crickets, not a peep. And so this is part of the problem that we're facing. This is the kind of tension that we're facing in the country when people don't feel a sense of belonging, when people feel that some are more equal than others in some kind of sick Orwellian way, and people just want to leave. They want to secede from this country. I don't appreciate this kind of comparison to lawful businessmen, comparing them to criminals. Come on now.
Well, that point that you raised about the Hizbah, a lot of Nigerians are saying that his comments are quite insensitive and very tribalistic.
Well, the office of the Attorney General of the Federation is provided for in Section 150 of the 1999 Constitution. And the functions of the Attorney General are very clear. He's the Chief Law Officer of the Federation.
Exactly.
He's the Chief Legal Advisor to the Federal Government of Nigeria. At the state level, Section 195 provides for Attorney Generals of the states. However, I think the first problem we have with this comment by the Attorney General is that when an Attorney General begins to dabble into politics, it becomes a very untidy situation. And it's one of the reasons why persons have been arguing that we need to separate the office of the Attorney General of the...
I support that, because honestly, I think Malami has made it, we had one similar to Malami during the time of Goodluck Jonathan called Andoaka. Whether on Adoaka or I think it's Andoaka or whatever, suddenly defending, you see things that is so absurd and he's defending it, and you keep wondering, whose interest is this guy actually working for? But here, God keep punishing Nigeria all the time with
Federation from the office of the Minister of Justice. Because the Minister of Justice is a political appointee. The Attorney General of the Federation is just to focus on the law. So this is a problem that I see here. Because in this particular instance, the Attorney General of the Federation, responding to the 17 governors of the South, is crossing the line from discussion of law into partisan politics. That's the first point. The second point, yes, Tundu, you are right, is referring to Section 41 of the 1999 Constitution. Section 41 of the 1999 Constitution does not talk about cattle. It talks about persons. It says every person. You know, and this is without being presumptuous. I don't imagine that I can teach the Attorney General of the Federation law. You know, he's a senior advocate of Nigeria and all that. But with due respect, the governors of the 17 southern states, what they are talking about is cattle going about on foot and disturbing people in the southern part of the country. If I recall, that 12-point communique, there's nowhere they say northerners have been banned in the southwest. Nobody has banned the Fulani or anybody from any part of Nigeria in the southwest or in the southeast. You can go anywhere. You know, but the issue is about cattle grazing. Right. And that's why they are calling for ranching. They are not calling for the ranching of human beings. They are calling for the ranching of cattle. The third point, the analogy, I think is entirely misplaced. You know, on one hand here, look, southerners, the southern governors, they can say, yes, okay, don't even bring the cattle. They will eat fish. There are even southerners who have set up their own ranches, okay? If the issue is about the economic conflict that is indicated. And the people selling spare parts in the north, if they come from a particular part of the country, maybe from the southeast or the southwest, okay, they will gladly say, okay, we will leave. We will not sell spare parts in the north again, okay? In terms of cost, the people in the south, they have an alternative. They can eat fish, they can eat snails. Okay, if you don't have spare parts, how do you maintain your vehicles? How do you replace vehicle parts? So that's why I think that the analogy is a bit misplaced. But what is more important is I would like a situation whereby the Attorney General of the Federation doesn't get involved in partisan politics and just concentrates on the job of defending the rule of law, which is what is important in this regard.
Dr. Abati, your take on this story.
I saw the interview yesterday, full on, quite very sad. The fact that as a nation, with the might and the size of Nigeria and the potential it's got, that our national discourse has been reduced to issues about Maalu.
That is the cow.
Is problematic. Maalu means cow, it's a local parlance for cow. That what we sit and talk about is Maalu, then it's problematic. And when you sense the body reaction of the Attorney General, you expect more from an Attorney General in cases like this. At first, an Attorney General is trying to distort the law. Section 41 talks about movement of persons. I mean, Tundu and Dr. Bati have said it enough. So why twist? Cattle are human beings, except you are telling us that cattle have become human beings in this country, or you're giving them human status.
Exactly what I said before. It appears to me that we are beginning to equate cattle to human. That's the only reason why I can see any semblance of sense in whatever he's saying.
Sometimes maybe we need to check. Look at the open grazing law. They've had this since 1965 in the north, the Northern Open Grazing Law. That's for the north. But in the 70s, we had the Land Use Act that vests the power of land in the hands of the state governors.
Teach him.
And that still subsists. The state governors still call the shots on the land. In the Abel Rugba case, what is residual should be left for the residual. So why is the Attorney General talking as though there's another law he's quoting from in this country, trying to play technicality with us? And we have seen the signs, and the next thing, you use a very tribalistic slur by saying spare parts.
That was the outrage.
Because we all know that the major dealers in spare parts are the Igbos.
That was the outrage on social media.
But why are you doing this? At first, you've put...
I tell you, again, I'm honestly, Rufai, I can't thank you enough, because this is what journalism is all about. That's why we do what we do, whether we do it on mainstream or we do it on our own. The bottom line is that we must begin to, as a people, enlighten our people, push these things out. I mean, I could not say that better than, that he can just basically do what he did or say the things he said. It's Rufai, you've done a brilliant job.
Very
I give it to
tribalistic
you.
slow by saying spare parts.
Exactly, because you know it. You know people who are doing it. It's just listen. It's just like somebody, when sorry, when there is an argument and somebody says, "Oh, Ashoke sellers." We know things people do in Nigeria. It's just like when someone is saying, "Oh, Bureau change, exchange, whatever." We saw them. No one has. The South did not meet to say, "Oh, we're going to ban the selling of cow. We're going to ban that you don't sell cow, you don't sell yam that comes from the middle belt, or you don't sell tomato." No, they say you do not move them on ground because they. They are don't. Okay.
That was the outrage.
Because we all know that the major dealers in spare parts are the Igbos.
That was the outrage on social media.
But why are you doing this? At first, you've put forward Ruga. We said no, just because of this same land. To come and collect land from people and call it settlement for Malu. You went further ahead, you put forward a water bill. We said no. Let's cool things down. We all want this country to work. Let's all come together and talk. Let's not inflate passions. We should all be statesmen in the collective development of this country. Nobody is bigger than any other person.
All right, Rufai, well said.
Thank you, Rufai. Well said. I give it to you. Thank you very much. Well said. Well said, Rufai, once more. So people, you've seen that. Now, I'm going to, maybe if we don't finish today, we continue tomorrow. We'll know the run. We'll day here. Okay? We'll day here. So I'm going to bring the
individual to move around.
Come on. Hey, come on. Make you they move around. Let me talk. So the Southern governors met. This guy is trying to smartly make Igbos the scapegoat. So because I wouldn't be surprised, I will pray it doesn't get to that point that people up north who do sell spare parts and other hardwares do not eventually form victims. And I hope they do, no one hides under the guise of Israel-Palestinian conflict to even do anything. At the end of the day, I honestly think the things he said was not what I would expect from a reasonable attorney general. If Femi Falana SAN was to be an attorney general, I would not. I would still be outraged the way I am if Femi Falana or Olisa Abakoba or I don't know. For argument's sake, Sheikh Husani, says such nonsense. Sorry, but that's what it is. Just absolute nonsense. But if we dive down into the security, there is more clarification that was provided on the issues of security as is concerned the Southeast. Hold on, before I continue, I take this question. Mike Chase, Mazezek, I have a question for you. Why are you always smiling? My brother, I no go kill myself now. Make I do say I want shit. I've been waiting. God, no, I mean, sorry. I think the question cannot be answered. You got to be happy. Things are not working out. It won't die, join. No, you got to be happy. Okay. So I'm doing my job that I've chosen to. And at the same time, I think there are some ladies that like it also here when I smile. They look at my dimples. Boy, don't crack me up, please. I'm just kidding. So now, in light of this, the Ebonyi State Governor, Dave Umahi, who also doubles as the chairman of Southeastern Governors Forum, recently, I think that's same yesterday, granted this interview that I found very, very interesting. The views expressed here. People, we know that the chief of army staff is gone. Okay, so he's gone.
I did say here
Pay
that
attention to some of the things he said.
we've had, headers in our communities, dating over 100 years back. And we've always had minor quarrels settled by the village heads in those years. But that suddenly, it could be because of the failure of Libya and also crisis in some other West African countries. The headers that have been trained violently with AK-47 began to infiltrate, into Nigeria, and Southeast not an exception.
Reason why I am happy that this is coming from Governor Dave Umahi, whom I have immense and tremendous respect for, is for two things. One, that he is the governor of Ebonyi State that had some incidents of Fulani headsmen and headers. Two, that he is the chairman of the Southeast Governors Forum. So whatever he says has to, project is more powerful, right? As long as Southern Nigeria and the Southeast in particular is concerned, whatever he says carries more and very, very heavy weight. Now, having said that, you listen to where he clearly situated, because again, and that's what we've been asking for our leaders to speak up, for our leaders to speak on our behalf, for our leaders to speak to us on these things, because these things are the things we know. So when they kind of reaffirm these things to us and now go back, because they wouldn't come on be shouting, to everybody, what do we then expect them? And that's what makes them leaders, is now to go back and start speaking to their peers from other regions. And that is what is expected, right? It gladdens me that he started speaking and that he made these explanations. If we pay attention properly, you understand the things he just said. It's just honestly brilliantly put.
And so these are the people that now initiated a different dimension of headers farmers crisis. And that's where they began to kill, our people. They began to rape the women. And then the people began to also react.
Exactly. So in this video here, you see that now for me now, it means that those in authority that we think they deny that these things doesn't happen, he now comes out to say, he said it here, that they do these things. I don't want to repeat it, what he said, because it's not right. But they do these things. So when people complain, so it's not that, I think honestly, this type of frank conversation, this type of I think this will begin to, calm some nerves for people to now know, okay, these people actually understand what has been going on. It's going to help and probably to start being a healing point, a point that we can start, having conversation with the streets.
This is how we came to the conclusion, in the sense that when some of them are arrested, and of course you should know better than me, they don't speak, even our language. You will see it, and of course, even the security agencies at the federal level, they have also attested to this fact that most of these things are perpetrated by this. Have they indoctrinated our local headers? Yes. I love what El-Rufai said sometime. He said that, the issue of paying ransom, and I support him on non-payment of ransom, that why would the header continue to, raise cattle for, their big men, where he can just do one single kidnap and then could get 20 million And so you see that tell me your friends, I'll tell you whom you are. And sometimes the local headers believe that the foreign headers are fighting for them. And why do I say so? When the attack came on Ebonyi State, all the headers that we've been doing everything to protect, they all left the state without any information to us. So that's how we came to that conclusion, and it's still subsisting. Presence of security men on the road. Let me take it in 2 dimensions. Before now,
before he goes into the second part, honestly, watching this, someone is saying, why do I say that I respect Umahi? Of course, if you have been to Owerri, I am one person who believes in the development of the Southeast, and hence dedicating my time and energy to ensure that that happens. He's one person that has taken the things he met on ground. You might disagree with him on maybe one or other things personally. If you have personal issues with him, it's none of my business. But if I look at, considering that Ebonyi State is one of the least states in Nigeria that receives federal allocation, their IGR is not entirely fantastic. And the things he's doing there, wallahi, he's doing all right. Honestly, he is doing well. Again, that's my opinion. You might disagree. It's a free world, but I look at issue dispassionately. Remember, there was a time people said Ebonyi State, they give they give Fulani, what's it called, land, and that the governor gave them land. I brought in the commissioner. I reached out to the commissioner of information at Ebonyi State, because sometimes there are things we will read, and there are things, if these informations are not cross-checked, if it is true, then it helps us to see, okay, why would this happen? Some of us will begin to ask questions and engage. But if it is not true, you cannot tell me to believe something that has been pushed out there falsely that it happens. No. And when I confronted him with these things, and he said, no, there's never been a time that the government of Ebonyi State has given out any land to the Fulanese. Neither have they built mosque for the Fulanese or for the Muslims. So I do not know where these things are coming from. But at the end of the day, what I do here, you like it or not, is to situate and look at the fact. If you have the contrary facts, please provide. But anyway, now he moved from that issue of Fulanese, and now for the first time, I'm hearing from someone in government actually speak to the issue of the, police littering the streets and the roads of Southeast. I think about last week or thereabout last weekend, I think I talked about it, But here is a governor also saying the same thing.
This security was not there so much. We have always had this influx of, security people at the roads, in Southeast. And I've asked questions. Why is it that you have these people in Southeast? So somebody told me not to mention the name. Say, look, when you stop a man in the north, he will be very patient with you. He said, let's go to the station. He will go to the station with you. He will sit down, and you will be tired, and you will release him. He will not give you any kobo. But that our people are so much in a haste. And even when they are right, they still want to, give you something so that you let them go. And that's the reason why, where commerce thrives, you will definitely see people around there, and this time security people. So that's what was happening. And even myself, most of the time before now, I was preaching to dismantle a lot of roadblocks, which happened before this insecurity increased. And sometimes I'm on the road, I had to stop and then release, vehicles that lined up, Do they extort money? Yes. Even their leaders are not saying that they don't, but it's been preached against.
Honestly, irrespective of what you think, irrespective of what you hold, I think this is a frank talk. This is what I call frank talk. Somebody sitting on a national TV, knowing these things, now saying it.
And I continue to tell them that one of the reasons of the answers is what people pass through, at the root. Nigerians are already traumatized, because of the economic, which is a global problem. And so stopping them, on the road unjustifiably is not the best. But as my position changed, yes. If arms are being transported, I cannot tell the security agencies how to do their work. And if security agencies are killed, I cannot tell them how to protect themselves. So that is the reason. And I think the moment this insecurity is over in Southeast, and I think it's a region apart from the Northeast, where security people are being killed, where police stations are burnt, where ANIC offices are burnt, is very unholy. And this is not the character and culture of our people. So, and that shows you that it's criminality. Amos, kidnapping of Amos, I've directed for full-scale security investigation.
When you look at these things, for the first time now, listening to this, he understands. He actually said it that sometimes when he's going, if he's going and you see people being, they do it. The other time I was driving into Ebonyi at the border between Ebonyi State, while I went to the Ebonyi State airport to look at what they were doing, having left Emene, on my way at the border between Ebonyi, you see very, very long queue. When you start coming, when you come close to that line, you will see bus drivers. The only thing they do, the reason why you have that long queue is they are collecting money from, passenger vehicles, especially passenger vehicles. My own is just there. They come, Oga or say chief, if I want to give you, obviously, based on how nice you are, yours. The one I don't do because I tell them it's not good when you carry gun. I have my keg of palm wine that always goes with me at the back of my seat, And some of them will say, okay, make you pour for us. I say, no. One day, one of them went to go bring Lagoris, whatever, for me to pour to them. I say, by the time you finish this one, the next car coming, you might do accidental discharge. Though. But in fairness here to Governor Dave Obi, Governor Dave Omahi, it's basically
of the state, to themselves, and they have directed that they should go and look for their code of conduct feelings, and then we will expose it to the public, so that people will see what they were before now and what they are now. So that is that. So it's not. I don't lose sleep about that, because my hands are very clean, and I'm a child of God. I'm not a politician. The objective of certain offices of INEC, this thing.
Can you be a governor without being a politician?
A lot of people have been brainwashed in Southeast, about Biafra. Mm-hmm. The Biafra I desire is a Biafra of the mind,
like
a Biafra of development, a Biafra where each state of Southeast, we deploy the resources that we are getting from the center and from IGR to develop our place. That's the Biafra I see. I see a Biafra of equity and justice all over the regions. Fairness. That's what I see. So some of them have been indoctrinated to say there will be no election in 2023. And that's very dangerous, because if you say there will be no election in your region, then the National Assembly could make an emergency law to say, okay, there will be emergency rule there. And there is nothing you can do about it. Because INEC offices are not being burnt in Southwest and in other parts of this thing. So it is a very terrible, mindset for anybody to be doing this. And we don't know who is doing this, but I know that there are criminals. We still have one constitution. Whether it is, rightly put together or wrongly, it's still a constitution. And until it's changed, nobody can do anything about that. Ban on open grazing.
Again, another fair point you made there.
The position of Southern governors.
You made an excellent point.
And what my brother and friend, the AGF, said. I may not want to comment so much on what he said, because I read it on social media,
but it's true.
but I would like to put the facts, the way it is. A lot of us do not understand what is this open grazing and what is closed grazing. If in my faith, my faith says that if your right hand will cause you, to sin, cut it off. That is better to go to heaven with, a hand that is short of one than to go to hellfire. Now, from the beginning of age, our relationship with herders, the farmers and the herders. Don't forget, my father was a farmer all through. My mother was a farmer all through. I grew, I was trained, and all my brothers and sisters were all trained from the, farm activities. And so the situation, traditional situation has been that, we have cows that station in one, a farm settlement, so to say. And then after certain season, by reason of, shifting cultivation,
calm down. Please,
they will now move. The farmer will come and say, please, I want you to move this cattle to this location.
Be coming down small.
Because they will fertilize the land, and the header will benefit because there will be grasses and the byproduct of farming activities on those places. And that's what, we've been having. We've never been having cattle that are roaming the roads. And I tell you that the asphalt road, the moment the sheet drops on the asphalt road, it makes it within seconds. And they go through these roads and they pass through farms. In the southeast, you don't have cattle routes. But in the north, we have cattle routes. And so nobody is going to say ban, open grazing, in some areas in the north where there are cattle routes, where they move constitutionally from one point to the other. But in the south, there is no cattle route. And so for you to move from one point to the other, you have to move through farms. You have to move through, population, dense areas. And this is not very good. And that's what the southern governors and, of course, Southeast in particular are saying. Let's go back to our traditional method of relationship. We will no longer allow you to take your cattle from one local government to the other. And the implication is that these foreign headers also come in terms of, mobile headers.
It doesn't matter. We stop all of them.
So that is a source of conflict. So anybody that is saying that there should be no ban on this thing is, on the other hand, saying that, look, these killings will continue. Mm-hmm. And that's what gave birth to ESN. Whether we support it as governors, we don't. But the people tend to support it because...
Did you guys get what he just said now? When I say, sometimes I think some of us, when we make up our mind, when there is a departure, because of our emotionally clinging to something, we no longer are unable to unhinge and look at the new narrative. I have had issues with the governors. I have had issues with so-called leaders. But it is better that people start before now, unless you engage privately, for you to understand that they speak, but I mean privately. But it is better that they start speaking publicly for us to see. It is better that they started it today as opposed to not at all. Since independence, the southern governors have never met because of a political gladiator. Well, since 1999, because of a political gladiator in the southwest that was blocking it because of his interest. But somehow, the activities of the headsmen and the impending calamity has twisted everybody that, Oga, for your political gain, if these people don't meet to create an equal force and to match their counterparts, whatever is going to come, there might not be 2023 for you to even think of benefiting from that. At some point, of course, we know these things. That had to happen, that these people now meet. And I want to use the opportunity to call even the the Southern caucus in the National Assembly that once your governors are meeting, go ahead. The same thing, political gladiator in the Southwest. Well, use your teeth to count, your tongue to count their teeth. It not be me go talk and please. I don't want DSS to jump fence in my house tonight. But man, these things are fact. Anybody who is following Nigerian politics understands the nitty-gritties and the games being played. Understand what I'm just saying. Okay, so my good sister saying no, not Obasanjo for sure. Obasanjo doesn't. Obasanjo is gone out now. He's no longer. But he can't get me to say that. So if you remove Obasanjo, you now know the answer. Okay, so the bottom line is that we need to begin to come together. We need to begin to come together. And it gladdens me. What I want to see is to see more governors, to see more leaders speak frankly the way Governor David Umahi has spoken here.
Of the foreign headers that pretend that they are raiding cattle and then they are killing and in my own village, a white man was kidnapped in my village that's doing construction, by these foreign headers. So all that the Southern governors are saying is let us go back to our traditional kind of relationship. I don't support cattle to move from one.
Now, let me take, you see, some of you might not like it, but hey, you see, my job here is to situate things and bring in clarity to them. The question 92K is asking, the question no one has asked, and is why are they moving their cows from north to south? Now, you need to, but for you to answer, to do justice to this question, you need to split it into two. One is the normal nomads that be moving over time. I remember when we go to Eke that time from Onitsha, we go on our way back, we will buy inchi. We buy all these bush meat from them because when they normally, story has it that once they kill an animal, they can't eat it because they haven't cut out blood on it, which is, I think, is halal or whatever it's called. They don't. So in that case, they now sell it to us. We were friends. And there are reasons why they are actually moving. Truth be told, this is not political, this is not religion, but these are facts. One is desertification, desert encroachment, right? It does happen. That's normal. And that is, for the northern region, is going to cause more havoc and is causing havoc already. That is, and again, for the normal people, when they no longer see grass, and because the south, as a mangrove area, has water, it has grass. It's a natural tendency. But if we had leaders, because there were so many research, at least I've read a couple of them, research work, serious research work done on how to stop the desertification, desert encroachment in the Sahel region. Sadly, that even when the so-called Northerners governed, they did not take cognizance and they did not implement these reports that gathered dust. Because if they did, they would have spared us this madness happening today. That someone is running away from what's it called, where these people are coming from Mali, from this, is the same reason. The same reason. Looking for where to get green grass. Simple reason. Now, because of this migration, you now have the criminal element, those replacing people in the middle belt, those coming there and this rape that we talk about, not that, it's condemnable, but you can understand that one of the reasons why they do these things that they do is because when a man has been on the road with cows for 2-3 months, congealed, he will be congealed and he's looking for whatever. But that is the madness we want to stop. Because if they are in a camp, they will now be forced to have their children there, have their wives there. Camp, quote unquote, as a, it's a ranching or whatever it's called. that if they are in there, they will be in here. They can now do whatever they are doing. The children actually can become better people tomorrow. But here we are training an army of children that do not, one, know how to read, cannot speak a global language, which is English, does not have anything, being left to wallow in abject poverty and just be left alone in the 21st century. That is wickedness. That is wickedness. So to that question, that's my honest take. Again, that is my honest take. But if we want to bring in ethnic and religious sentiment to it, you're free to do that. But the honest reason why they are moving, which is now intertwined and interwoven with some, those international criminal or criminality. Yes, thank you very much, Liz. I think it's called Hala. Yeah, Hala. No, Hala, Kuba, whatever it's called. Anyway, thank you very much. So that's my candid explanation to that. I believe green grass, yes. No. See, listen, people, we must be fair and we must be saying truth here, irrespective of whose ox is God. In the quest to look for green grass, in the process, most times, farmlands are touched. In most cases, it might not be that someone is set out to go destroy farmland. Farmlands are touched. Again, whether it was done intentionally, whether it was your cow that drank kai kai and did it, I do not care. Reason is, no one who have spent time to go to farm anything deserve to have the farmland destroyed. Get this cow, ranch these cows, or if you don't want to ranch them, go to where you have land. Kaduna, I know Kano State Governor has said he will give you land. Go in there, as the governor of Ebonyi State said, that they have grazing routes. So if Nasarawa, Kaduna to Gombe, if they want to do artificial irrigation, because sometimes, do you know, I went to Costari's farm recently. I will share that. I haven't gotten time to edit the video. Do you know the Costaris in his farm in Anyama created a lake, artificial lake. He created one just by the virtue of the massive volume of water he's pumping. You know what he did? His farm that is about 4 kilometers. When I did that, I drove it like 4 kilometers. You can imagine driving 4 kilometers. What he did was he dug a trench round the farm. That trench became a ridge and became a protective ridge as well for him. That means cows cannot come in. Cows cannot jump them. I will share the video with us. Amazing way he did what he did. For me, I was telling his managing director, it is time to start putting fish, because it's honestly, I'm blown, and you see water being pumped all the time, water, massive water coming. Now ask yourself, this is a man with gray matters in between his skull. So why can't we do the same thing up north, where you can, get water, pump it, irrigate a vast land so that cows can always go? Because listen, if these things are done in a way that is partitioned very well, if all the cows are chipped, you know that Mazi has 10 cows. The GSM insertion is made. You can read which cow is mine. You come close with your reader. It says this cow belongs to XYZ. Many of you in Western world, you know that if you have a dog, if you have a cat, that you must do these things in case if your dog or cat strays away. They have this implant. Some of them are like a grain of rice, just like needle or implant or whatever it's called. And these things are done. But the challenge is when you have a set of leaders who want to reduce, as one person here as Oyenimo has said, who want to reduce all the discussion to chaology. Chaology, that is it. So, but if not, the intents of migration, it can be understood. But again, we can, if with careful planning, you can actually stop it. Because we are not a dumb people. There are people who have done these researches and they've, and solutions are bound. Sorry, quickly, let me
state to the other.
run this.
I don't support that. And northern governors have said, look, we ban this. And we've encouraged the federal government, let's treat this, cattle raiding as a business. Take money from the federation account and develop ranches where they are designated ranches, especially in the north. And the northern governors are willing, but it's been frustrated. I'm sure that when you develop these ranches in the north, a lot of movement will cease going to the south. We want to live in peace. We want to live as brothers and sisters. And if your right hand will cause you to sin, cut it off.
Exactly.
I think that is a fair deal to say, let movement of cattle from one point to the other, be stopped.
Exactly.
And every reasonable Nigerian.
Listen, for this one where you speak now, let a woman blow you kiss. Let's see who will do it. This will fine woman will not be, because on a very good day, people, when someone says something, because we cannot be a people that keep knocking. You knock people, you knock them when they begin to say the right things, the things that has been hurting you, you give them also credit. On this note, I give him credit for speaking, because for him to speak, he speaks on behalf of the Igbo leadership. Well, put it on behalf of Igbo political leadership. Free occupied Nigerian territory you gave Dave Umahi a kiss. Mwah, mwah. For speaking the truth, that's all we ask you people to do. When they say, throw the bone out to the dog, forget the wrestle that he will do with the spirit world. So you are doing it. That, honestly, but again, voila, well done, honestly, well done. On that note, let me not play much of that video, but on this note now, I would open up the telephone line. If you want to make your contribution, please quickly on what you think of what Malami said, quickly call the telephone line on the screen. So quickly call the telephone line on the screen. As usual, for those of you who have saved the number, you can quickly call. Let's have the conversation. We will be rounding up very, very quickly. WhatsApp calls only, please. Let's round up. Reason why WhatsApp call, we don't want anyone to spend their money, please. Just WhatsApp call only. Some of you say, can I share the number on the chat? Yes, of course I can. The number is now on the chat. WhatsApp call only. So while I'm going to be taking your call, I will now be taking your questions in the comment section as well. Victor Loka says, how many northern governors condemn Agatu and Nimbo massacre? That says a lot. Again, we cannot all be mad at the same time. Oh, this is my first caller here. You are speaking to Mazezoke here. This is Njenje Media TV. Now, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, for those of you who are new, who just found me today, kindly subscribe to this channel, share this video, and let the conversation begin. Thank you very much. The caller, who am I speaking to? I'm speaking to who?
Emmanuel.
Okay, Emmanuel, where are you calling me from?
Texas.
Oh, Texas. I hear say that place they hot too.
They hot small. Some of them they come small.
Okay. Thank you. So, what's your contribution? Make it quick.
I'm asking, what is the fault of the Igbo man? Why it looks like the entire Nigeria they are united. Let me not say the entire Nigeria. A section of the country is united in blaming the Igbos for everything. The NSAS came. It was the Igbos destroying destroying Lagos. What again? That's like the woman, Biafran boys. Even though the Igbos are not connected in anything. Now Malami is now indirectly blaming Igbos again for whatever the southern governors did or how they banned the open grazing. What is the fault of Igbo man?
Wallahi, my brother in APU, they asked me this question. Who I will ask? I never know. Truth be told, I think Chinua Achebe said that when it comes to the Igbos, that is where the whole Nigerian unifies. Again, some argue, some school of thought thinks that because we are once said to be rebels, maybe that's why. I don't know. But your question, I wish someone can call in and answer that question briefly. Thank you very much for your course, my brother. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. You too. So if that's the question he asked, why are the Igbos being blamed for all this? He cited the case of Danladi Umar, the CCT bleaching chairman. I watched a video where he was actually defending himself. I thought, now, wow, this one, another aeroplane driver. You know, his articulation was below what I was expecting as someone of that stature. But hey, we're talking about Nigeria here. So, thank you very much, Lizzie. Lizzie, can you call? Liz or Lizzie? Lizzie, call. We want to hear from you. Liz Chuku. Maybe you're calling, I don't know. So, who is speaking? Welcome to Njenje Media TV. So, you're speaking to Mazes. Okay, who am I speaking to?
Yes, speaking with Bola Aliwaju Abraham.
Ah, Bola Aliwaju Abraham.
Yes.
You're welcome.
From Houston, Texas.
Oh, thank you very much. Oh, it's like today, we will name this day a cowboy day.
You're welcome.
Two people from Houston, two people from Texas today. Oh, wow.
So, first of all, I want to thank you for the great job you're doing.
Thank you.
You are really enlightening people. Thank you so much. So, back to the point. First of all, I want to say not just the southern governors, but the southeast governors, I think they came late to the party. In the sense that if they have done this before ESN came up, we will not be having all these issues in the southeast. Even if we have them, it's going to be minimal. And talking about the Malami stuff, I think when you put your third 11 on the field, that's what you get.
So you mean we are putting our third 11 in the to start the match?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yesterday when you were talking about it, I just like went ahead because you remember 2 days ago when you were a guy calling from Germany, I think, and he mentioned that on the show. So I went ahead and checked his profile. Come on. In the first place, how did he even become his son? That's number one. And when you look at the kind of thing it's since when he has been appointed, the guy I've not even seen him to be someone who is even he has not even qualified to be a prosecutor in the first place. Not even a son. Or now an attorney general. So I think we Nigeria got it wrong in that aspect, and I don't think anything can be done about it because if you look at the way he was talking to the guy during the interview, it's like they talked about it and they have the man made up. He's not giving an opinion. He's stating what they said in the closet, and this is what we're going to do, and there's nothing that can change it.
I mean, I think you have a valid point there. again, that's what we have. We can probably deal, and we might have to still deal with this in the next 1.5 years or so, because in the next
absolutely
in less than 18 months now, the electioneering will start, and that's it. No governance anymore. That's it. This government has less than 1 year anyway, and that's after that is finished. Anyway, thank you very much for calling.
And,
thank you.
Let me just spend like 30 seconds to talk about the cattle routes. All the stuff. So I'm from Jeba in Kwara State. It's just the boundary between Niger and Kwara State. And if you're talking about cattle routes, so they need to tell us, excuse me, they need to tell us, does cattle swim across the river to have a route in the south? Or how do we have a route in the south when there's a river that divides the south and the north?
They go through.
That question needs to be answered.
No. Yes, there is a river, but remember there is through Benue, Kogi. There is also a route there, Eda there, and you have the River Benue. If someone is coming, if you're using the Benue axis, maybe Wokari, Ubola for whatever, there is also a route there. So, but you have a fair point. No matter what the route is, there is a river to cross, and that river probably will be, they would have been crossing that, but by bridge, But again, I think you've made a valid point. Thank you very much for your call.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for what you're doing.
Yeah. So, hello, you're speaking to Mazes, okay? Who am I speaking to?
Good evening, Martin. My name is Emeka.
Okay, Emeka, thank you very much for your call. Can you please kindly speak up, Emeka?
Okay, can you hear me clearly now?
Oh, yes, loud and clear. Thank you.
Yes, my name is Emeka. I'm calling from the UK.
Okay.
Yes. As regards your Malami, I remember...
It's not my Malami. You say not my Malami.
Okay, the Attorney General of Nigeria, in that place called Nigeria. I remember when I was, because I'm a lawyer by training, I remember when I was practicing law in Nigeria, and when I was really called to the bar, and I went to court. That was, I think, maybe like the second week or third week, and it was just to present, there's what we call a motion. And I mean, I didn't do it properly. And the first thing the judge asked me in court, he said, "Who is your principal? What year was you called?" And the following question was, "Which university did you finish from?" And those sequence of questions were more on attacking my competence. Because I was really called to the bar, and of course, you're coming to the court for the first time, so there's that tendency for you to be scared. So why am I saying all this? I'm saying all these things because Malami just reminded me of myself when I was nearly called to the bar.
So when you were nearly called to the bar, you were also an aeroplane driver.
You can say that again. Of course, everybody was once a rookie.
Okay.
So, of course, you're not really strong as such, or you're not really abreast of how to handle situations in the courtroom. But notwithstanding that, Malami, in that interview that that was conducted on Channels TV, it clearly showed me that this is someone that he's not really, I don't want to use the word intelligent, but I would say he's not really someone that is cerebral in terms of his ability to analyze issues very well. And the question I'll ask is, how did he become a SAN? But of course, we all know how people become SANs in Nigeria. I mean, usually, gone are the days when it's based on how competent you are, how you've won cases in Supreme Court. But now, of course, is who has the highest money. But my point now is, this is not the first time Malami has demonstrated this. If you can remember, I think about when Sowore was doing the Revolution Now protest, and they interviewed the BBC. think the BBC, he was in London. The BBC interviewed Malami, and he was also this same goof he made. He was comparing the revolutionary protest to somebody trying to take down the government. So you clearly see that he's not someone that is analytic. He's really not an intelligent person, even if I don't want to use that word. So I think we should not really.
Remember, you're talking about your. He's your colleague, or you're talking about your boss. So if you're pushing an aeroplane, he's driving it.
In as much as he's my senior colleague, it does not mean that he has not said something that is.
Don't worry, you're safe in the United Kingdom. That's why he cannot come there and do anything. But be very careful before you come back. They will check your passport number. Thank you very much, Emeka, for calling. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful evening. Yeah. So people, you can see that, I'm not saying that people have been accused of driving an aeroplane or flying it or doing anything, but the bottom line is, so far for all the calls so far received, no one appeared to, all the calls so far received, everyone appeared to have a different opinion to what the Attorney General of the Federation is saying. And again, it is also nice to note that maybe for the first time, so many people are beginning to also see that it's been long we knocked our governance, and for the first time that they are speaking, and we give them kudos as well. So, caller, who am I speaking to? Where are you calling from? Are you? Is your voice is sounding as if you've gone to the other room, or are they robbing you rob and you're back? So can you enhance? Your voice is come back to life. Before now, wow, I was like, who is doing this to you?
You're speaking to Osita.
Okay.
Mazi, moreover, when I heard about the Attorney General's this thing, I tweeted on Twitter. It was like, sometimes people, they don't even know what law is all about. Attorney General is unable to differentiate between the movement of a human being, the right of a human being in the country, and the right of a cow.
Section 214.
I swear, as in, have they subjected cow to be human?
I think
everything is possible with them.
I think in fairness, when you look at it, it could be, someone probably trying to be, mischievously intelligent. You understand what I mean? You're trying to probably, project or, kind of try to make sense in a certain way. That's the only thing I can, honestly, that's the only thing I can think of.
And again, someone asked question, why the Biafrans? These people, they've subjected their livelihood to depend only on oil. They think maybe if they should allow these people to go their way, that they will not benefit, that their livelihood is going to stop. They've subjected all their livelihood on that oil of a thing. And secondly, there's one thing these people fail to understand. During the regime of Obasanjo, these people is that they have low as in retentive memory. During the regime of Obasanjo, these people, the 12 government states in the north, they called for the House of Obasanjo to endorse Sharia.
No. They didn't call for Obasanjo to endorse. They implemented Sharia within the states using the Islamic Penal Code. Yeah.
But then Obasanjo allowed it then, right?
Well, it's within their rights as as states too. That's again is a counter argument to what he was saying.
Then
because
what is the problem when the Southern says they don't want open grazing?
Again, the good thing is that the Southern governors appear very, very resolute on this matter, and as they have said, they are willing to take this matter up, and they're willing to go to court if need be, or if there is any back channel of discussion where this will be resolved. So that's all we ask for them in terms of leadership. That you people should be able to speak on our behalf. We're not saying you should, again, we are still one in some sense, but the bottom line is This is Ogana Okra, you the court. Don't worry.
Something. One thing again. I served at Gombe State up north. During my these things they said these people they have been denied, deprived of going to school. I get it. When I was serving in Gombe, there was one school like that, a secondary school. If you see the structure and how that secondary school was equipped, honestly, we thought it was a polytechnic institute.
Come again.
When I served at Gombe State, northern part now. Then there are structures for schools, as in secondary schools. When you compare to what we have in the south and southeast, as in you compare the structures to a polytechnic down east, it was equipped. Everything they are very, very comfortable. But just that these people now, their elites are the one dealing with all these people not going to school is being caused by their elites. They don't want them to be exposed, for them to know what is good for themselves. They just, they are this life of one person will be there and alhaj, then the whole community will just line up at the gate every day, keep begging. Like it is most of this thing that is happening now. When I was serving, whenever I come out to go for my primary place of assignment, then all these people will just line out. Every time when I comes out, I'll just buy them akara. All this they call it kose. I'll just buy them akara then, as in every time. One day, one Muslim guy told me, say, guy, do you know if these children that have been buying food for, if I ask them not to burn down anything here in northern side, they will do it. They're not doing it because they want to do it. They're doing it because if they don't do it, I won't buy something for them again. So, their lists are the ones subjecting them to all these things. Because those people have good structures for schools.
Well, it's I don't know which year you served, but it is not entirely correct. Which state was that again? You said it's Zamfara.
Gombe.
Okay, Gombe. Okay.
Yeah, that was 2015.
Okay, but all I can tell you is maybe Gombe might be an exception, but my recollection of especially secondary school, remember this secondary school, was it Kankara or whatever, where these young people were kidnapped, and you ask yourself, this secondary school looked like where someone just dropped missiles and the buildings were all in rackety shape. And that is not entirely different from what you see sometimes in the South as well. And also, I think there was one school, the other time that made its way to the internet. And, again, that's that failure of leadership. The other one is you saw the school where that little girl called Success, when the one said they go flog me tire. You look at how the school was, be it in the Niger Delta that has so much oil, so much wealth. If you go to Bayelsa, I've once on this platform shared the photo from my own school, community school in my own village that made me to, go and, build the school and hand it over to the government. Do you understand? You find out that it's, I'm not wanting to blame one or the other. The issue is there is a catastrophic failure. Ask yourself, why is it that some of the state governors are not spending their money or are not bringing in the counterpart fund to go access the funds meant for you back? At the end of the day, it's failure of leadership, and the cuts across both north, south, east, and west. Thank you very much for your call. Thank you very much.
There's something I want to add up. I don't know.
Please, it's fine. Enough said today because other people are waiting.
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. So, people, I mean. Pay millions. Some northern states. If you look at Bauchi is the state of Zulung. You see what Zulung is doing. If you look at Kaduna, Kaduna is not yet there, but Kaduna is making tremendous and continuous progress. Also, if you come to the state of Anambra, for instance, you can see progress being made. If you go to Rivers, you see the things Chibike Rotimi Amechi did. And, when people do things that are commendable, of course, you commend them. But once they start misbehaving, then you can also tell them that they are not doing the right thing. And that's the only way, leaders would understand that there are people keeping tab and people paying attention. Because the challenge we do have most times is when we only stay on the lane of criticism without sometimes giving a pat in the back when someone retraces and does something that is commendable. Yes, DJ Jim, thank you very much. That's Zulung in Bonu State. I was so impressed with Zulung. A man that said it's 100 days in office, he will do this. And he did so marvelously well in that state. Mazes okay speaking.
Hello, Mazes okay. I'm calling from Canada. My name is Osita, and what time is it? Good evening.
Okay.
I've been listening to you and following you all this while, my brother. Thank you, and we appreciate your work.
Thank you.
Sorry to digress a bit. The other day, Joey Bokwe was abusing you, saying you are one of us. We appreciate that you are one of us, bro. So anyway, that is on that. Talking about my contribution here is this. One person asked, what is the it's not fault, how did he put it? What is the fault of Igbo people in Nigeria? How did he put that question? Offense. What is the offense of the Igbo man? The thing is this, and you said maybe because of the war. It's not really because of the war. The war added.
No. Yeah, the war. It started before the war. I mean, I'm just saying. It started before the war. That's true.
Before the war, because they've been killing our people even before the war.
No, even before independence. It's been. I mean, we have had the Just massacre. We have had many killings as well happened before the war. Actually, you're right. But again, what do you think is the problem? Is it because of our Is it because of our?
Somebody called me. Yeah. What I can say in that aspect is this. Wherever you have somebody doing well, progressive people or individuals, you will always have that. Everybody think, oh, why is he doing well? It's always like that because people, positively or negatively, want to identify with success. But it depends on how you want to identify with it. So that attracts enmity. That's what I can say on that. Having said this, it is good to multiply as they tell us, but multiplication or people's rights comes with responsibility. You see, like the other guy who say he lived in Ngombe, I lived in Kaduna for over 21 years. These people just give birth to children that they don't care for. Tomorrow they want it to be our problem in Nigeria. These people should, embrace their responsibility and train your children and not let load it over us as our responsibility. Before you know it, they say government should do this for them or that for them. Yeah. Again, having lived in Kaduna for years, please, our people should know this. No matter how the federal government comes up with whatever plan that has to do with either Ruga, ranching, as long as it has to do with cow, please let them do it in their place.
Exactly. Thank you.
Because I lived in Kaduna, like I said. If you go to Kachia, it is the southern part of Kaduna. If you go there, they have Ruga that is bigger than
Kai Menini. Kana Hausa. Yowa.
So, what I'm saying is this: if you go to here, we call on it today, comprising of Bosi, Onitsha itself, all this area, Okiti. The Ruga in Kaduna is bigger than what this area I'm telling you. Ruga in Kaduna, from 35 acres of land is more than 70 acres of land now. Every day they started. I went to Kaduna 1991. That same 91 I came, they did one riot. It was about records, what have you. Man, there's a problem going on. And you know our people will say, and I are going we cannot take ourselves out of this.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's a very fine place to leave it so that I take other calls. I'll be rounding up now. Thank you very much. Thank you. I think the last caller, people, we will be rounding up quickly. And for those of you, if you haven't subscribed to this platform, please do subscribe. Share this video, like it. More so, if you have businesses that you want to run advert on these platforms and shows, we can also contact us on the same number you see on the screen. We can arrange for that to happen. So people, thank you, everyone. I'll give one or 2 minutes so that we, okay. I'm looking at the time now. I think it's, no, on that note, I would say no, it's time, then we'll leave that conversation at that point, okay? Thank you very much for being part of this conversation. It has been a very enlightening conversation. We have learned from each other. The conversation was on the open grazing ban, and the Minister of Justice, who also doubles as the Attorney General of the Federation, in the person of Malami's comments on comparing the spare parts dealers and the headsmen at the open grazing ban, which we have in the last 2 days looked into. And many people, starting from Ruben Abati, Rufai, and the whole Arise TV crew, the governors, and everyone, no one ever agrees with that. And eventually this evening, as we are about to close, no woman has ever called, and I'm wondering, do women, or is it that women don't watch this program? Now, let me take probably my last caller. Good evening, where are you calling from?
Hello. It's okay. This is Michael from the United States.
Okay, so that voice was this Zaza room voice, but
yeah, I tried to make it look like a woman, so you'd be a little bit satisfied, but I couldn't pretend for long.
Thank you very much. So go ahead.
All right, so I'm just going to touch on little things, and I'll be straight to the point, so you can do what you have to do for the rest of the day. First of all, on behalf of JNJ Media, because you are just our representative, you are on suspension from your viewers.
Hello. Kilo
My reason is yesterday you denied the South people, first of all, who are your brothers. You couldn't stand up for them. And you couldn't speak for your constituency.
Where, please? How?
Okay. First of all, you said the Southeast is your constituency. I disagree with you.
Okay, sorry. I take it back. The South is my constituency.
Good, because I'm from
Manioma. No. The South is my but when we talk about when we talk about Igbo, Igbo is in South, Southeast, South middle, even middle belt South. Even if it's even Southwest itself, we did it. So thank you very much for that. I say, waiting I can't do. What is good? Go ahead.
We will think about lifting up that ban.
Please, when you leave the ban, please. When you leave the ban, do me one pot of soup of ofen sala.
Big calabash of manyanku.
You know me. I'm already smiling and drinking it.
Okay, the second thing is you could not defend your constituency. Mazi, I think you froze yesterday.
When?
Yeah. When that man was asking you about some IPOB issues, you were supposed to tell him right straight what it is.
No. I did, of course, no. I did defend it, but I think maybe at some point I was, because obviously it's not my program, so I was invited to that, so it's not my program. But I made corrections, obviously, or everyone in their own studio understood what I said, and there is no equivocation in that. You know, which was similar to what Joey Boko said, and again, my answers are not far from what Joey Boko also, or the answers I gave him on the BBC as well. So it's just that we cannot keep pushing false narrative.
Good, correct. Okay, and secondly, I need you to watch out for Femi. Okay, he is a pro-North because I've listened to his program.
You don't need to tell me about Femi. Okay, I know him.
Okay.
I'm in a couple of forums with him, so I know him very well.
Okay, so let's leave that.
So you just called today to tell me whatever happened in yesterday's program, or what?
No. That is, I'm going to our own program today now.
Okay,
so,
please. We've spent 4 minutes. My back is hurting.
Yeah,
Let's.
Okay, please let me hurry up so that I can let you go. Buhari has been able to prove something to Nigerians. You know, sometimes we always want to fight, we always want to quarrel. Sometimes I want to see things from other people's perspective. You see, what I pick out from all that is going on today is that, number one, Buhari is not the one piloting the affairs of this country called Nigeria. Anytime he leaves the country, the real people who are piloting the affairs does what they want to do. Starting with El Rufai, starting with going to raid Boko Haram, with the news that Shekau is dead. Buhari did not give those orders. He's somewhere in France, according to them. Then another thing again, he has been able to prove to us that our certificate in Nigeria means nothing by making us see that there is no difference between him and the Attorney General of the Federation in the way they think and the way they talk.
So, are you saying
that man is supposed to be the custodian of the law, but it is very clear that he knows nothing about the law.
So,
I listened to one of Femi Falana's lectures when he was giving to professionals. I think Nigeria is being ruled by professionals, and it's time the professionals stood up and begin to do the right things.
Anyway, thank you very much. You made a valid point, and once more, thank you for the corrections. Well taken. No hard feelings, but you now owe me. Remember, from your place, you don't have unku and you have ungu. But I drink too, as long as there is no water, no contamination. I take them.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your call. Thank you, and have a wonderful evening. Now, please, I want a woman to call me. That will be the last caller. If you're not a woman, because I feel before the feminists tomorrow they will come in and say, Mazi, your program on Friday, your Friday hangout, women, you didn't take calls from women. Please, I'm begging. I can see how many women there. Rosalind, I can see Liz. Liz, call now. Call now. Make we hear your voice. I be no be woman. Nothing man no go see for this world. If people can fly, if people can drive an aeroplane, and others can do other things, they finish. So, again, try as much as possible, please. The last caller. This is United Kingdom. You're speaking to Mazes, okay? Good evening.
Hello, Mazes, okay. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening. Who am I speaking to?
My name is Mr. Carson. I'm calling from London.
In the London, okay, cool.
And you're doing well.
Thank you very much.
what I want to keep in is please, you guys should tell these governors we have that we want CPSN to guard our bushes and farmland. The police can be on the road, but ESN, they must approve it. That's what people want. May have accepted.
You have, listen. You are saying you people. So this platform they listen to, I can guarantee you that they listen to these conversations. So speak now. They are listening to you. Right. You are not going to give anybody any job afterwards.
Okay, please, sir. Yeah, thank you for letting me speak. Right. The Igbo nation, we want ESN to guide our bushes and farmland. They should approve it. They should make a law in every state of the Eastern region and approve these so that we can fight unseen enemy. Because there should not be in a calculus that thinking that those people kidnapping children in the north will not come to east. When they finish with those areas, they will come to east. So we need a defense. And we cannot trust police people and military, Nigerian military, because they have been compromised.
Okay.
Immediately the Buhari recruited the Boko Haram members in the military. That's when Nigerian military have been compromised. So we don't have any faith or trust in them.
Again, correction. The military has come out to deny that there was never a time they recruited ex Boko Haram members into the Nigerian army. Okay, so that I always want us to argue from a point of, or rather, make our submission from a point of informed, place.
Well, they can say what they feel, but what we see is what we said. We see them recruiting them. So
are you the recruitment officer?
No, sir, but we see on the national television when they light them up and they were recruiting them.
No. Rehabilitation. Listen, rehabilitation is not recruitment, my brother.
No, they rehabilitated and recruit. They mentioned that themselves.
Anyway, that's no. My job here. Exactly. So my job is to situate this thing here. So please, Rosalind, you are the next to call, please. You and Chooks. Yeah, go ahead, please. Yeah.
Right, please. The Igbo nation want the Eastern governors to approve ESN.
Okay.
For them to be guiding our wishes.
So what happens to Ebubagu then?
We don't want Ebubagu. Ebubagu is also compromised.
Nah.
They're working with the police.
So okay. No. You see your contradiction. You want the police. Now you said that Ebubagu is compromised. They're working with the police, but you want the police. That's a contradiction now. But again, be real here.
I want the police in the bushes. I said I want police for the sake of peace. For now, when Biafra has not been declared, the police can work on the cities. But if we did the ESN to work.
Okay, so Ebubagu will be on the highway, or what?
No, we don't want Ebubagu.
It has been formed now. The laws are being ratified. You see, things are not done outside the ambit of the law.
Okay, let me tell you. We are the one that voted as the claim. The majority carries the vote.
No. Things doesn't work that way. Listen, take a cue from if you want to take the cue from the southeastern, southwestern governors, they have OPC, which has been doing sort of the job that Ebubagu is meant to be doing. But again, within the ambit of the law, we are not a lawless people, right? Within the ambit of the law. Remember when Bakassi was formed, we must, let emotions not kind of yank our brains off our bodies. When
yes, sir.
Hold on. Okay. When Bakassi was formed, Enaba, Shoe Line, it was something that was within the ambit of the people. But when they began to do some job that meant that they would have to be paid They would have to be paid. The state has to come in to give it structure. I take that as a proverb because this is a conversation, I think if whoever is Igbo should Wolili Aguezi on. I want to leave it at that. Thank you very much. Let me take the next caller. Yes, go ahead. Just quick one because the next I have another person on the line. Please.
Okay, please. Yeah. What we want, sir, is for the governors to approve ESN and regulate it. They can approve it on the state, and then they can regulate it. And then they can regulate it. And there's no reason why this governor should not come to a round table with the IBOP. Okay?
Okay. That's fine. Thank you very much. Let me take the next caller. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, hello. Who am I speaking to? I'm speaking to Mazes. Okay. Hello. Hello. Who am I speaking to? Please, can you put up the device you're watching me with? If you can hear me, can you make your interventions very quickly? Who am I speaking to? Okay. You're welcome.
I'm calling from United States of America.
Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah. Go ahead.
So I'm just trying to speak in respect of the last person that just called, that was talking about ESN. Please, my brother, ESN cannot be a security of Southeast, because if God can open your eyes to see what ESN has done to Southeast by killing Igbo people themselves, you will know that ESN is just like Boko Haram. ESN was formed to just checkmate the people that is opposing Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu is not governing Igbo. How many Igbo people, how many Fulani herdsmen inside the forest Nnamdi Kanu chase away? If people are so blind. Look at them killing police people everywhere. Don't you know that it's them?
No. Hold on. No, hold on here. You see, we've had this conversation. I think this will be maybe the fourth time on air that this conversation is cropping up. I understand how everybody feels from all sides. However, there are things that when you want peace to reign and you want to reach out, things are not discussed on air. I'm privileged, I'm privy to a couple of things happening. Now, it is not right for us to pin down like these. Someone rang me yesterday, a little bit high up, and he was telling me a covert operation that is behind what is happening beyond what you and I are seeing and maybe understand. I do not know the facts. Now, if the governor of a state or two governors of states have come out to say these things, certain things are not done by these people, but their police is investigating. Now, wouldn't it be fair for us to wait and see who is behind this? Again, I've said it and I've said it in multiple programs. I do not care if people don't like it. Honestly, I don't give a hoot. What I'm saying is the killing of policemen is condemned by myself. The burning of police stations is condemned by myself. Reason being, we are a people that build. We do not destroy. Therefore, if I see myself as Onyibo, as a people who do not destroy, because I've said here, I've used my resources to build schools, give them computers, and tomorrow somebody will go and destroy. Why would you destroy? If you see post offices in the southeast, apart from the ones you see in the towns, post offices in the local communities are built by the people. Police stations are built by the people. Then you go destroy them. Destroying them is akin to you going into market, you argue with someone in anger, you go home, you burn your house. That is, for me, that is insanity. Anyway, that's, again, that is a correction I want to throw up there, that for now, in as much as I condemn the actions happening, things happening, but I do not also say that it is being done by A or B until we have empirical. I mean, you are in the States, you should know there should be empirical evidence. And I believe whoever is in charge is not, being quick enough to unravel those behind that. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much, my brother.
All right. Then,
yeah.
The last thing I want to say, those that can govern Igbo land in respect of security should be people that acknowledge that it's establishment authority already in the ground. Be loyal to them, work with them. Not people that will just say, I don't believe on this person will be killed openly. If it's openly on radio, you'll be calling some people that you are going to kill them.
There is, in the Igbo nation, in governance, you have the constituted authorities. Just like I told the last caller, I think my brothers in the Igbo, I think, sometimes I honestly believe we should engage more our critical faculties as opposed to emotional arguments. Because sometimes what I see us do online is just emotion. And it's not easy, and it's when you sometimes want to bring critical thinking to some of these things, it's either you are a sellout or you are a sabo. But one thing everybody have to know, no one is more Igbo than the other. We all want a prosperous, we didn't need to, if it is us that is doing it, we didn't need to destroy our place where look at the Yorubas, they are protesting, doing everything. I've never heard that a policeman is being killed in the Southwest or anywhere. So we can't, if at all it is, then we can't be a people that will be seen to be destroying them. That's why it's very hard for me to believe that, just like I keep arguing, I cannot believe to see an Igbo person become a suicide bomber, because it's not us. This is not us. There are things we don't do. If it's other things, yes, but there are things we cannot engage in. Thank you very much, Zudo, for calling. Thank you very much for your time. Yeah. Okay, so since no woman is calling in, I would be calling it a day, people. It's been wonderful speaking to every one of you. The bottom line is, as I said before, may all the souls of those who have died in recent time, especially those who have died in trying to have a better society, speaking up against against everything that is happening to us. May their souls rest in peace. And those that died today in this plane crash that took the life of the Chief of Army Staff, may their souls rest in peace. Even Rosalind Ibengowe, who said that she had 4 kids. Rosalind, I throw a salute, but I thought we were going to call because I felt like this is only men being here. These are only men, but be that is men, it is fine. So on that note, I will say thank you everyone for joining me tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow we have, in the evening, we will have our street parliament. Street parliament we'll do on Saturdays and Friday hangouts today. So tomorrow we'll have a street parliament. So join me, same here, tomorrow on our street parliament. On that note, I will say, as usual, you have a restive and a very productive evening. Thank you once more for being there. It has been a time, how time flies. The conversation has been so interesting. And I thank you all, everyone that's called in. Thank you for your time and have a wonderful evening.